Thank you for coming. My name is Loretta Nash, and I'm going to be your artist today. I'm going to do a demonstration of this idea that I have in my head that is basically for my steampunk jams and jellies that I do. Have some more information for you at the end of this program. I'm going to start with an 11 by 14 canvas. Of course, paintbrushes, devices to help find the thing, of course my nice little model, and then of course and my palette, and then of course paint. I have a lot of paint, really a lot of paint, because I collect them over the years that I went. This is the pose I kind of want. This is more what I'm looking for, and that is my idea. Now my idea, actually I did it the other day on the sketchbook app. Give me a second and I'll get to it. Pooh, it's gone, but I did post it online, so at least I know what it looks like. So pooh, it's gone, but I know my idea of what I would like to do, so I'm about to start. So I got my paint and my canvas is already fixed up. Now I just gotta choose my colors, and then from there, well, first of all, I need to start with the background, with the cogs and stuff. So I'm going to pause this for a moment and I'm going to go get something to make the cogs. I actually supposed to have some around here somewhere, but my typical studio is all confused and got things everywhere. So I'm going to go look for something to draw my circles with, and I'll be back with what I've done so far. Alright, since I already got this canvas already pre-painted and everything, I found my circles. Got a plate and of course a CD to help me with my perfect circles. Instead of using, so we're going to start first with my background. And of course I'm going to be using some pastels that I had for a long time. They're going to help me because they're made of chalk and I can wipe them off really easy. So now I just got to pick a color that is pretty dark that will go with this. So I'm going to use the blue, the nice pretty blue that I've used so many of these that's ridiculous. Alright, first thing we're going to start with is our plate. That is what I need for my circle, and that's what I'm going to do. So this is a plate that I was going to paint on. This stuff, ooh, it's got a bevel in it. It's not a perfect circle, but we do not need a perfect circle. We just needed a thing for my outline. Make sure I do not break it. Of course, if it drops, don't worry about it. It's heavy, and of course, I'm doing this demonstration on up high, so it's gonna look a little different. Okay, now that I got my circle that I want, now here's the thing I need to do. I need to divide it up into parts to make it look like a giant cog, which I kind of was want to do, but we're gonna have some more besides that, just this one big giant cog. So I get my thing that I got, the protractor, and now I take the CD and we're gonna put a circle here. Granted, just This is just to have you started and to start out. Of course, whenever I get the paint out and everything and start with the background, you won't get to see very much of this, my prepping. So, we prep the circles. So that's how I kind of want it. And now the cob in the middle. Well, since this is chalk, this is kind of chalk, we can actually move these right here. You can have one forward or one back, which I think would be that kind of idea anyway. So we'll do it that way. Then taking my protractor, simple, easy tools, protractor, I divide it up into how I want it. Granted, this one could just be the circles, but I still got to find the center point of the circle. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then of course this one I want to have the little triangles in it. So of course just sit here and do a rough sketch of my triangles. So that one's going to have the triangles. Okay, now since I got this really big one, I was going to thinking of doing the little, the little humps, I guess. I'm doing this as I'm explaining it to you. I'm kind of doing it. So on this, I'll just take and just make little arrows. Of course, it'll be one sticking out a little further out here on this one, and then the tip of it right there, and then down at the bottom. This is just going to be rough, as I said. I'm not trying to be actually perfect on it. I can always change my mind and everything. So that would be there. And then of course I'm going to go ahead and put the triangles in there. What I want, where I want, you know, just to give a rough estimate. Now I had my piece, but of course I posted it on Facebook, and of course my little daughter has been saying that this thing had been deleting her stuff on her, so I was thinking that it was going to do it on me. So that's my background. Basically what I wanted to have as the background. So in a minute, I'm going to pause this for a second, go get the water, get the paint, and start doing the coloring of this. The outline, at least two in the black and white. I mean the black lines. And we'll have that done here in just a second. As you can see, I have I have lots of paint. Very different brands and stuff. I don't use a specific brand because some of them work okay, and it's whatever I can afford right then. And of course I have just a few paintbrushes out. I have more brushes, but I only have a few that's out. I have two sets that I like to use the most, that I've actually, my professor at college had me to have one, so I have one that's about 30 years old from school. I even got one that's older that I got from high school from my art teacher that my parents had to, well, I had to buy, well, we both had to buy. So these are the brushes that I'm using, just some old brushes that I have. And then I have this set right here that I bought. at Walmart, you know, just a little. I hadn't barely used them. Main reason is so that I can keep them nice and pristine. So if I need something with a sharp edge or anything, I won't have to worry about it being all fuzzled. Because my other paintbrushes, which is over here, some of them are fuzzled and everything and all that. So I got my paint out. I'm going to use all these little paint brushes little ones that I got to use all the old stuff up. And this is what it looks like. And I'm going to start getting started painting. I got rid of the little woohoo. If I can figure this out. I don't want tight. I got rid of the chalk lines and everything, and this is what I got so far. So now I'm going to go in there and I'm going to lighten it up on certain places that I like to lighten up. So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to lighten where I want the shadows and all, and we'll go from there. Alright, I got it kind of the way I want it right now, so I got to tighten it up a little bit. The background is really not that important in my portrait or in my design that I want. It just gives me a starting point, and of course you have to start backwards and work your way up. This is just my cogs. They're little, I know, funky looking and everything, but that's the idea. It's my own piece and my own idea. So let me finish up getting this fixed up and situated, and then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put my model back out, and then after I get this dry a little bit, after I get this, then I'm going to do my model the way I want it, my little cartoon character, my little character, and then from there we'll go and try to finish it up. So far it's been a very slow process, of course. Of course this will be. So we got these down. Now let's get everything else rolling. Alright, now that I have it muted down a little bit, this is I know it don't look like it's very, very muted, Not really, but I tried my best because I have to remember. I hadn't done this in a while. And this is my own character, and I really hadn't played in, what, a week. And I have to remember some of the techniques that I've learned over the years and everything. But never mind that. So far, I got it toned the way I want and everything. So the next thing we're going to do is, of course, pull my little model out. I got the pose that I want. She never does want to stand right. But I got the pose I want it, and then I'm just going to take it as an idea, and then I'm going to put her on here. Not her exactly, but a character that I like, that I have in my mind. So we're going to put her about right here in the middle, the best that we can, or the best I can. And then from there, we're going to try to jump off. To situate this, and then I'll do the little sketch. I'll record myself doing the little sketch, and we're going to speed through it to help it go a little faster. And that way, even though I can, speed won't be that much faster. So I'm going to pause for a second, situate it up, where I can pose her and get my little character going, and then from there we'll just go ahead and start painting again. Bye. Alright, I have my outline of where I want my character to be, so she's right here in the middle. I pretty much did it the way model is, and I just did the outline right here. I'm going to go in here in a little bit and do more details, but I've got her leg here, her leg here, and her hand right here, and a hand here, and a head here. So I'm going to pretty much go with this basic shape right here. I have ideas on here. I want to definitely put her apron on. Apron, and then a jar here. So I have to go in there and I have to do a lot of drawing. And then the spoon going toward the mouth. And then on top of that, I'm going to have to put details of the shadows and the highlights in her face and all that. Let me clean this, let it dry for a second, and then I'm going to clean up, and then while we're going to, in a little bit, I'm going to go and get my colors out, and then I'm going to decide on where her clothes is, where her shadows are, where her lights, what's going to be where. And it's going to dramatically make the thing pop, and that's not my last thing I'm wanting to do for this project, but it's next to the last thing, because the very last thing was going to have a bandana, a banner on her. And that was an idea that I came up with in the sketch. that it had it on there, and then I have to go research the lettering I want to do and all this. So far it's coming along very slowly. I've been working on this for about maybe 2 hours or so. Yeah, it really can look like it. It really looks like I hadn't been taking the time. But I'm just blocking the stuff out right now. I'm just blocking it out to see where everything goes. She's drying for a second, so let me finish drying her, and then let me go ahead and get the colors out, and then when she's dry, we're going to be able to go ahead and put more detail on her. Alright, I got my colors out of my character. Blue jeans, red bandana, and white apron. And so this is what we got so far. So as soon as I get, and then I'm going to sit here in a minute and I'm going to record the process of it, but of course it's going to be sped up a little bit. But these are the colors. I got umber, ochre and umber, and all kinds of different colors, black. You know, I'm basically going with a minimum palette. And we're going to start here in just a second. This is what I got so far. I have been working very, very hard on it, and of course didn't show you what I was doing because it just happened. I've tightened it up a little bit, but since this is a 11 by 14, it's very small, and I have to go in there with really, really fine paintbrushes. It's going to take a little bit yet. I went in there and I cleaned it up a little bit, and once I get it the way I want, her the way I want, and then add some little extra details and stuff, then we're going to work on the banner. But as you see, I've got her very, very close to where I want. Give me a second and I'll tighten it in. See, I've got her almost the way I want it. All I got to do is add some more details to her and clean up a little bit. Ooh, this thing does not like to do that. And clean it up a little bit, and I should have her done here in a little bit. And she's about what I want. I got the lights where I want it, the highlights. Of course, I put red shoes on her, and a bandana, a red bandana, and of course the white apron and the jelly jar. I changed it up a little bit from the other time just to tighten it up a bit. Alright, and we're gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it a little bit more. Alright, let me see. What do I need to do? I need to clean this up a little bit, clean her head up, put a little illustration on the face, maybe go over it with that black outline. I'm not really sure. I haven't made up my mind yet, but I might. A black outline, and then these other places, you know, I'll tighten them up, clean them up a little bit, fix it up, and then by the time I get done with this should be a little bit tighter and everything. And once I get done with this, for sure, I'm going to take a really good picture of it, and then it's going to be up for, prints are going to be up for sale. I got Fine Arts America, Zazzle, Redbubble, just about everything that I got that can print. They're going to be able to have a print, so once I get done with it, and then I'm either going to sell this or going to, you know, keep it. I haven't made up my mind yet, but we'll just tighten her up, clean her up a little bit, and then she'll be ready to go. I'm going to do a few more little nicks and cleanups, and then she'll be ready to go. Be back in a bit. just the way I want it. Of course, I redid the cogs, of course, to make them pop more, and I added black around it and the white and changed the color and tightened them up just a little bit. My character, she has a face. Normally I don't have faces on my character, but this one I decided I wanted to. She's kind of going like this, reading her mouth. The bandana, of course, is red, but I got the polka dots. This is just a style I like to do. Red tennis shoes, and of course the jelly right there, and the spoon. So I got her ready, and everything's up and ready to rock and roll. Now all I got to do is got to wait till it dries just a little bit. Once it dries, then I got to do the banner. Then I have to think about the banner. Where do I want it? I was thinking about right here, but when I did the beginning sketch, I had it like this and curved around. I don't know if this is going to kill it or not, but it's mainly for the Steampunked Jam. So I'm going to try to do what I need to do. I'm going to figure out where I want the banner, how do I want it, what do I want. So I'm going to be thinking here while I'm doing this. But pretty much this part is done. I'm going to take a good picture of it. This is going to be without the banner, and then we're going to go from there. So far, this is done. Alright, now I have my banner placement. See, it's nice. It curves here and curves there. I know it took away from all that work that I did back here behind it. That's no problem, because this is really supposed to be for an advertisement, and this is my way. So I got the white and did it. Now I got to go in and pick a font. I've got plenty of fonts. I downloaded one, but it didn't. I could just make my own up. So I'm going to put paint here, put Steampunk, and then jam there, and see what happens. And so far, it's looking really, really good. Really, really awesome. So I should have this process done here real soon. But this is what I got so far. It seems like it's taken away, but it's not, because I'm going to tie it in here in just a little while. And here we are, our finished product. Steampunked Jams, my little on the side cooking show, a little cooking thing anyway. It's finally finished. The banner, as I said, it was going to tie into it, so I got it, and I got the Steampunked and Jams, and then I got my character here, straighten it up a little bit, and of course I got my little signature right down at the bottom with the date, well, the year. As soon as I can, I'm going to straighten it up by spraying it with some clear spray paint, which is, just clear coat it, and it's going to be nice and pretty. And I've still got a few more minutes. The eye needs to dry. I think that's the only part that needs to be dried, but here we go. Nice, pretty portrait painting for my jams and jellies and this stuff that I found that I like to do. My hobby, cooking my hobby. This is what I got, and this is it. Our final project. Steampunked Jam, my logo, my little cartoon character, my little idea that I had a few days ago that I kind of needed to straighten up, but here we go, and that's it. Thank you, and don't forget to go to Pinterest. I'm on Pinterest, I'm on Facebook, I'm on just about everything. Prints will be available for you to get on this, will be available for you at Pixel or Fine Arts America, Zazzle, Redbubble, pretty much every place that I can think of that I'm on is on there. All you have to do is look for Loretta Nash. Don't forget to go to Patreon and tie into there, and don't forget to subscribe so I can get more of these to go in. Thank you very much for coming to my first very, very long editorial production of my thing. Thank you very much, and bye.